Hey everyone. On December 10th of 2018, I lost my Mavic Air in a snowdrift for 3 days. Couldn't find it until the snow finally melted away enough where I could retrieve it. Battery was fried, but I let it sit on my counter for about 7 hours and I couldn't stand it. I had to see if it was going to be okay. Long story short, it lived to fly another day, and to this day, it's flying just fine. So, good deal. Saturday, Aaaandy was doing some exercises with the flotation devices on his Mavic Air, and it did indeed flip and submerge. Thankfully, the flotation devices kept it on the surface and he was able to retrieve it. So what you're going to see coming up is the incident itself, the preparation for any kind of testing, what we're going to do to see its status, and then the aftermath. Fingers and toes, y'all. Okay, so we've had this drone sitting in rice for about right at 40 hours now. Various levels of immersion in the rice. I've been turning the drone every 4 to 5 hours, just in case there's any little drop of water stuck in a cavity inside somewhere. The rice wouldn't be able to help that. So by turning it, I'm hoping that that allows any drops of water that were caught in any corners to drain on through, out the vents, and then let the rice do its thing. And the battery itself did die. When we got it back Saturday afternoon, it was showing 3 dots. And so we were hopeful that the battery would be okay, but it did indeed overnight succumb to its injuries, if you will. So here in a couple of more hours, we're going to be taking it back out, and we'll put power to it and just see if it communicates with the controller, if it communicates with the display, and maybe if the camera pans. And quite likely that's all we'll do for that first experiment, just to see if it's still alive, so we can bring it back to life slowly through a rehabilitation process. Then spin up the motors later, then put the blades on, then see about a hover, and forward, back, left, right, yaw, down, stop, and then slowly but surely goes through its functions and features to see if they're still operational. I don't anticipate this drone flying very far or very high or very fast for the foreseeable future while we figure out its status, its health. So stand by, stay tuned. We're gonna see how she does here in a couple hours, if she's alive. All right, everybody, we've got a fresh battery in Celine. We're gonna power up and we're gonna see what happens. This is really the moment of truth, whether or not there will be any real rehabilitation or not.
You're gonna go there for me?
Yep. Lights are on in the back. Lights are on in the front. We've got multicolors. This is starting to already look pretty good. Zachary has the bowl of rice ready in case we need to douse a fire.
Come on, baby. Give me. Just go fly. Alright, let's see if we got video.
We have video.
We have video.
Vision system error. That's going to make sense. We can.
Okay, SD card is
Not in it.
not in it.
Now back to the app, and so we'll have that captured, and we can get a hold of people and say, what does all this mean? SD card is not. Yep. That's fine.
Or cancel.
Cancel. Okay, so we do have errors.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the
I
map.
want to hear if that cooling fan kicks on, and it should pretty soon. Ambient light too weak. Backward obstacle sensing is unavailable.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
GPS is locking in. Ten satellites. All right, he's got the blades on her. We're gonna see if she can get a couple of feet off the ground. Our first test was 13 minutes. We've spent about 5 minutes talking about it. We're under the impression that she's blind. Her forward, downward, and rear sensors are not working. But her GPS did lock in. So we're under the impression we could probably get 2-3 feet off the ground and she would be stable and steady, as she would be if she were to take off at night with the sensors warning us that the ambient light is too low, which is what she told us.
Ready to go. No error.
Let me get that. Ready to fly, and there are no errors.
I think it was just because it was back there, backyard.
Maybe.
I don't know. We're about to find out, guys.
Oh, I saw a little red flash there. I don't know what it said.
I think it starts to do with the SD card.
Oh, could be.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Take off.
Take off.
Here we go.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
She's telling you.
Yep.
Landing.
No, not landing. I'm sorry. That was my fault. My fault.
Oh, stand by. Hey guys.
All right, ready?
Okay, yes, I'm recording. Let's see what happens here. We have no warnings.
Taking off.
Now what I would test here is forward about 2 feet, back about 2
Don't
feet.
let me come back.
That's good. That's good. And then back.
Yep.
Nice. The sensors kicked in.
Yes.
Nice yaw. Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to try to back up to the garage. And
Now
it
going
should,
forward.
going forward. Trying forward sensors and they're beeping like crazy.
Yep. And then back.
And you've already tried yaw. Now let me try something. Underneath sensors are working.
All right, I'm not pushing it. I'm coming down.
That sounds good to me.
Landing.
Now I want to hear. Yep, that cooling fan is just whirring away. And he's not on the beach this time.
This is a sigh of relief.
Folks, it's beginning to look like
Look,
Celine
overall status.
overall status
Normal.
normal.
Latest format.
No warnings. The only red thing on there is the SD card, and we know why. It doesn't have one in it right now. So that'll be the next thing.
That's gonna be the next thing. Let's turn her off.
All right, folks, you've seen it right here. DJI Mavic Air. After 40 hours in rice, and you saw how wet it got. This is looking good. Stay tuned. All right, there you saw it. Recap. The DJI Mavic Air hit the water and was submerged. Then it was rescued. Then it was brought back in. 40 hours later, sitting in rice, it was taken back up to see how it worked. And you saw how that all went. So, thumbs up to DJI. Now, Andy, what are your thoughts about this?
Don't do anything stupid with the drone. Landing in water, not good. I've done it. Actually, this will probably be my 6th or 7th time landing in water. One time was near fatal disaster. Won't do it again.
Hats off again to DJI. I don't think other manufacturers put the quality into their drones that they do. We are both amazed at how this drone recovered, and it just came back. All we did was put it in the rice for 40 hours.
40 hours.
And then turned it on. It had a little error to begin with. We think that might have actually been true. It was in my backyard, and it was a little bit dark back there. When we took it to the front to try to fly it, no errors. DJI, hats off to you, right? One time right here. Y'all, thanks for watching.